Currently, my indoor cam that I had in the studio blew out during, I guess, like a crazy weather storm here in Texas. It's just stopped working, and of course, it was already over warranty, so it wasn't covered. However, Ring, thank you so much for a little discount code that I was able to get so I could buy another one. I do feel a lot better when I do have my camera set up here in the studio. Even though I am home in the main house almost all the time, I still like to keep an eye on my things. And because I'm going out of town again, so always gotta make sure my stuff are safe. So replacement camera. Now, this was the one that I'm actually excited for. I hope it works. Ooh. First off, screw. Don't lose that. All right, interesting tripod. Does have, I think, like extension legs. Made out of plastic though, so it feels pretty cheap. Phone mount. I'm guessing is gonna be filled with filters. And the actual teleprompter. Cool. Grizzly just joined the office. Let him in. He was eating his dinner. All right, so let's check out these filters. Okay, pretty cool bag, so I can store everything that I need for the teleprompter on here. So I'm kind of thankful for the pouch. I have 1, 2. Interesting. I'm not really sure if I see the difference, honestly, between them. So I wonder if it's just like an extra. They both extend out. Oh, maybe it needs both of them to hold a bigger phone. I don't know. That's what I'm guessing. These crumpled up menus. Interesting to see it arrive this way. I usually end up crimpling it up, but all right. I guess they did that for me. Phone piece that I think you can use for you to actually record via your phone. A battery cover for the controller included. I hope this works. Obviously, this whole entire thing is made out of like plastic, so super cheap. I mean, check out those button actions. I just want it to work. Grizzly, no. This will require 2 AAAs. We got batteries though, so no problems there. And then we got some threads. We got 67. I don't know why the 67 is out on its own when all the rest are in here in actual protected covers. Makes it kind of seem like this might have been a returned unit. It says I bought it new, but you know, I guess it could have been mistaken. 62, this is a 67, I don't know if I said that right. 58, 52, 49, 55, 77, and 72. Now, I think the only issue that I'm going to run into is that most of my filters are 82 size, so I may have to buy an adapter so I can fit the 77 and then convert it to an 82. But let's try it out, see if I can test it out at least once in this video. Well, slight change of plans. I wasn't able to fit any of these thread size into my 16-35, which is my main go-to A-roll lens. However, because the thread lens is an 82 millimeter, I'm not gonna be able to fit it. I'm gonna have to buy a step-up ring for the 77 to the 82. Which, speaking of, I thought I had some step-up rings, but I cannot find or remember where I put them. But in the meantime, I did forget that I had the 28-70 lens, and this is a 55 millimeter thread size here, so I am able to actually use and test this teleprompter out now. So I'm pretty stoked. I just have to change it out to this one. It's not the sharpest lens, but it's not also the worst. So let's switch out these lenses and then let's try it out. And actually, before I switch lenses, I was able to successfully pair via Bluetooth the remote control. I put some AAA batteries. It says on here it is connected. So cool. All right, now let's switch lenses. All right, I forgot how tight this lens is. So this is at 28. I have tried to clean off as best as I can the glass of the actual teleprompter, because that is, if this is smudged, that is something that the camera will pick up. So theoretically this should just slide on. Okay, there's no vignetting, and like I said, I do have it at the widest setting on this lens. I did some text, some quick like test text on my phone. Oh gosh, okay, it's gonna be way too heavy. Ugh. All right, this is gonna be way too heavy for the small tripod, so I may have to put this on a real tripod and hopefully it won't tip over. That's another thing that I did not think of. Okay, test, take 2. This is now on a tripod. However, I realized that I put the phone on. I also had to do some adjustments on the actual teleprompter app because the actual text of the script was showing upside down regardless of which orientation I put the phone in. Don't forget to turn on mirror mode. So, okay, let's hope this doesn't tip over. I guess one of the good things about picking a teleprompter that only fits a smaller device, I think this only goes up to an 8-inch like tablet or phone. Grizzly, not yet. Come here. Come here. Is it will help with over tipping because typically phones are going to be smaller than actual tablets. Because I did think about maybe using my iPad 11-inch for this. However, I have a phone on. Let's I have no idea how to control this. A and Y do absolutely nothing. X makes the text go back down. Meanwhile, B makes the text go up. This button brings up the menu. This one just takes me back to the beginning. Okay, so this is a test of the Moman MT1 Teleprompter. I'm using the 28 to 70mm Sony lens. So how did that sound? That was all I wrote on the script. That sounded super scripted. Can you tell that my eyes were reading it? I don't know, I'll have to see how it looks like on while I'm editing. Making a script for each video isn't something that I typically do or plan on doing. This is more for very informative segments, I think, for especially with tech. There's a lot of specs and I'm a terrible memorizer. I have a terrible memory. It would just be nice to have a reference so I know what I'm saying and that it's accurate and I'm not having to like glance off, try to memorize a stat or a spec and then get back on camera. I can just pop that in when I need it. And it also will help with a lot of ums and me trying to figure out what to say next, kind of like in this video. Now, I've never heard of this brand before, so I'm actually really curious how long it's gonna last. There were pretty decent reviews on it, and for the price, which I forgot how much I paid, but I'll put it up here, it seemed like a pretty decent risk that I was willing to take. I know I've used Parrot before in a previous job, because we did a lot of script. Pretty much all the videos in that workplace was scripted, so I was used to Parrot. However, just for that price difference for essentially the same thing, because that one was also only for telephone, it wasn't like for a tablet or anything like that. It didn't accommodate a huge tablet. I just figured I might as well just spend this much. Why spend more if this is really what I need? It's not for every single video. So I'm pretty excited. I'm really glad that I kind of have this already as my kit here at the studio. It's not something that I consider taking on travel or anything like that, because that is more for like sit down videos and when I want to be very informative or just get my point across in a very concise manner instead of trying to memorize and thinking on like blah, 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 on the whim. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty pleased with the whole setup, everything that came with. I mean, as far as the tripod goes, this is for, they advertise this for like the phone. It's not something that I see myself using, so it's just like an extra piece of gear. The only thing that I found kind of interesting is that these legs do offer like extension thingies. If I could, oh, did I just squeeze them both? There we go. So, you know, you can make it taller, which I feel is kind of cool, but again, it's just not something that I see myself really using, but I guess it's good to have than not. I don't know. As I did mention before during the unboxing, this does also accommodate you recording via using a cell phone, which I'm not exactly sure how that works. Like, do you need to have 2 cell phones or what? You know, because your phone essentially is gonna be at the back, but then what are you gonna use for the front to actually read the thing? I don't know, really. This is the setup that I wanted. That's it. I think the only thing I'm gonna have to get is just a step-up ring so I can actually use the 16-35 because this distance is pretty close. I mean, I can still read. It's not a terrible distance at all if I have to use this lens when I want to use the teleprompter. So, you know, getting a step-up ring isn't a massive deal right now to get. You know, they're also not that expensive. Anyways, I'm rambling. It would be nice to use a little bit faster lens, wider field of view, but it's pretty cool. It's really nice to know that even though I am at the widest right now, there's no vignetting. You can't see anything of a teleprompter as I'm looking at the monitor to double check that you can't. So I'm very excited, I'm pleased. Again, I'm happy with the price that I paid, and hopefully in months to come I can do an actual review of it. This is just gonna be a quick unboxing initial review. So if you guys have any questions or want me to experiment more on it, comment down below. See you guys on the next one.